Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRIENDS and Detroit LIONS fans. Let's get to the news now. Lions fans, buckle up because the NFL rumor mill is buzzing with some explosive speculation that could reshape our division, and more importantly, our shot at another Super Bowl. According to reports from Adam Schefter and some inside sources, the New England Patriots, currently sitting at 11-2 with a hefty cap space of around $51 million, are eyeing a blockbuster trade involving one of their brightest young stars, Christian Gonzalez. And if this deal goes through, it might just be the kind of move that propels the Lions into a new era of dominance, especially in our secondary. Let's break this down. Gonzalez, a first-round pick in 2023, has shown flashes of being a shutdown corner, a true lockdown defender capable of neutralizing the opponent's top receiving threats. Over his 3 seasons, Gonzalez has played 20 games, recording 45 solo tackles, 12 assists, and 2 interceptions. Last year, he was selected for the Pro Bowl, a clear sign of his rising stature in the league. This season, even with some setbacks, he's played 10 games, tallying 39 solos, 10 assists, and maintaining a PFF coverage grade of 89. 2 elite numbers that showcase his ability to shut down even the most talented receivers. His career averages are impressive, allowing only about 0.8 yards per attempt, and while he suffered a shoulder injury in 2023, he's expected to be full go in 2025, mirroring the dominance of players like Sauce Gardner with the Jets. The Patriots, on the other hand, are in a bit of an interesting position. Despite their impressive record and odds of plus 1,500 to win the Super Bowl, they're perhaps a bit uncertain about their future. With rookie quarterback Mac Jones still trying to find consistency and the roster showing some signs of wear, the team could be looking to rebuild or at least replenish some draft capital. The speculation suggests that New England is willing to send Gonzalez, along with a second-round pick in the 2026 draft and a 4th in 2027, in exchange for some draft capital to bolster their offensive line and address other needs. This move could be a strategic play to focus on their quarterback hunt, especially with the current odds favoring a rebuild in the long term, given their 241 points allowed and the possibility of roster turnover after 2025. Now, why would the Lions be interested in this deal? Well, if you've been paying attention, our secondary has been a bit leaky this season, especially in the pass game. We've been giving up big plays, averaging around 22. 8 points per game allowed through the air, and that's not exactly the recipe for playoff success. Adding Gonzalez to our already stout defensive backfield would be a game changer, a true lockdown corner who can take away the opponent's best receiver, freeing up our safeties and linebackers to play more aggressively. Gonzalez's ability to lock down top receivers can help us reduce big plays and force more turnovers, which is crucial in close games, especially when facing teams like the Bears or even playoff-bound squads. The impact of acquiring Gonzalez could be felt across the entire defensive scheme. His presence would elevate our coverage on third downs, boosting our success rate from around 52% to closer to 60%, and drastically reduce the number of first downs allowed by our opponents, potentially saving us around 240 yards per game in total. On a more specific note, this would be a nightmare matchup for teams trying to throw against us. Gonzalez, with his impressive metrics, shows an average of +1, 9 yards of separation from his receivers, and he's forced a significant number of incompletions, about 14% more than the league average. This kind of coverage proficiency pairs well with our existing strengths, especially with Sutton working as a versatile slot corner, creating a formidable secondary that can match up against any passing attack. From an odds perspective, there's even more excitement. The Lions' Super Bowl odds, currently at +900, could see a jump to around +600 if this trade materializes, reflecting the increased confidence in our team's chances. We'd be a serious contender, especially with Gonzalez anchoring our secondary. His addition would give us a real X-factor against the Bears' passing game, which has been relatively productive with 26, 1 points per game. It's reminiscent of the Revis-era Jets, where shutdown corners made life miserable for opposing quarterbacks and turned close games into our favor. But let's also look at the bigger picture. The Patriots are clearly weighing their options, and if they believe Gonzalez's value can help them build for the future, especially with their odds of making a deep playoff run this year being somewhat slim, this trade could happen sooner rather than later. For the Lions, this is a golden opportunity. Our defense, which already ranks among the top units in the league, could reach an even higher level. With Gonzalez, we'd be building a near-impenetrable wall against the aerial attack of our NFC North rivals and playoff opponents alike. In terms of how this fits into our current season, the Lions are sitting at 7-5, and our aerial game has been a mixed bag. While we've been effective at times, we've also shown vulnerabilities, particularly in giving up big plays. Strengthening our secondary with a player like Gonzalez would give us more stability and confidence heading into the postseason. Our offense is doing its part, but football is ultimately won on defense, and adding elite talent to that side of the ball could be the difference between a solid playoff run and a deep postseason push. Of course, this kind of move isn't just about improving the defense. It signals a serious shift in how the Lions are viewed league-wide. If we can lock down more opponents and force more turnovers, we're not just a team content with making the playoffs. We become a legitimate Super Bowl contender. And with the NFC North being as competitive as it is, every advantage counts. The Vikings, Bears, and Packers are all looking to rebound, but if Detroit can solidify its defense with a talent like Gonzalez, we could be setting ourselves apart from the pack. Now the big question from a fan perspective is, what's next? Will the Patriots pull the trigger on this deal? If so, it could happen very soon, and we'll be watching closely. For now, our focus should be on preparing for the rest of the season, knowing that the potential addition of Gonzalez could be a game changer. It's an exciting time, Lions fans. We're on the cusp of something big, and the possibility of adding a lockdown corner to bolster our defense is enough to get anyone fired up for what's coming next. This move, if it happens, would echo the kind of strategic thinking we've seen in recent years from teams like the Seahawks with Witherspoon or the Jets with Revis, where locking down the top receivers makes all the difference. It would send a message to the NFC North. Detroit is serious about competing at the highest level, and we're willing to make bold moves to get there. The future looks bright, and with Gonzalez potentially joining our ranks, it's only going to get brighter. We're building a defense that can handle the best in the league, and that's a huge step toward our ultimate goal, returning to the Super Bowl and bringing the Lombardi Trophy back to Detroit. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Detroit Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news.